You are so good. I thank you very much for even being here. Welcome back to Dr. Delagraentiss presents the television talk show with the Mavericks and Avenue look. I promised you to continue this phenomenal time of tell a vision, not television, but tell a vision. We planned it. Absolutely phenomenal, never to be seen before in this combination of energy, this collage of very talented, tenacious, and I'm talking about tanned people because they are healthy, robust, and they're going to share with you, as they've shared with Laura and I, ways and means to go from the pit to the palace in real time with healthy products for your hair and for your skin. To my right, it's the lovely Cheryl. Welcome to Dr. Delagraentiss Presents.
Thank you.
Good. So cold hand means warm heart, is that right? That's good enough. Tell everybody who you are and why.
I am Cheryl Honc, and I formulate hair care products made of food, no chemicals.
Wow. Wait. Pop that one up. Yeah. Loving that already. Seriously? Real food?
Real food.
Wow.
Yes.
Good. And then who's Mr. Handsome on the other end?
Oh, that's my brother, G Eschenburg.
Wow. He doesn't have to say anything. He just looks so good. Give him some love. Thank you, Cheryl. Glad to have both of you on this show. You know what? I want to give the honor to the very first question to my lovely co-host and one of our fine producers. She's just one of our fine producers. I want you to know that another one of our fine producers is flying in a matter of days, Brandon Delagraentiss from Europe. And we're grateful to have the lovely Sandra Culpepper Hurd as one of our co-hosts, and then we've had a litany of fine camera people and technicians working with us. So I'm honored to have this show win the accolades, the awards that it has. But I would say to you, it's not just because Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome is here. It's because they are a collage of people working together as one. Now, that's the truth of the matter. It's when you see me out front, I got a number of people who helped to make this show look very good. But watch this. But we are also very, very careful about who we will entertain in the interview. Yeah, we don't let anybody come on the show just because they have the money to be a sponsor. No, that's not it. You've got to have something that's going to be of real benefit to the community that we are serving. And so when you heard this lovely lady say, what did you just say that just blew me away? With something to do with food? What do you do with food?
I make hair care products of food.
Wow, come on, you got it. Yes. Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, but the first question is yours, Laura.
So what makes your hair care so perfect and so special?
It is the amount of each ingredient that we put in each product. You can make a cake and throw flour and water and eggs together, and it's not necessarily, if you don't put it in the right combination, then it's not going to turn out.
So there's a real recipe to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or as William Shakespeare says, there is method to the madness.
Absolutely.
Yes. Great. Okay, Mr. Handsome. How did this all begin?
Well, as Cheryl said, it's made of food because we realized that the chemistry that was involved in the beauty industry through decades of my working started taking its toll on my personal health.
So you were a cosmetologist, or you were a hairstylist, or what were you?
I was kind of, yes. I started doing hair when I was 6 years old officially from my grandmother because I knew I was never going to be a doctor because I couldn't stand the sight of blood. I couldn't stand the sight of a Band-Aid, basically.
Oh.
And so I realized quickly that if I helped my grandmother get dressed and get ready and get her hair put together, that she would be more powerful while she was healing people. And so I said, that's my contribution to the health industry, is while they're doing those things that I can't do, do. Let me make sure that they feel awesome about themselves and look pretty while they do it. And who doesn't like a beautiful nurse or a handsome doctor walking in to save your life? So that's how it kind of got started. And so I was the youngest hairdresser to achieve the stature of being what's called a platform artist. So that means in the hair care industry, there are audiences of hairdressers that come to learn the latest techniques, the latest in fashions, the latest in how to do those nuanced things in the salon so that they're the best. And I was 20 years old, 19 years old actually when I started. And so if anybody ever saw that show called Doogie Howser, they kind of called me the Doogie Howser of hairdressing. So part of the oh, we want to go see that little boy was because he was a little boy. Most people didn't do that kind of career until they were in their 50s or 60s. And
So you were doing productions?
yes,
Theatrical productions?
live fashion shows.
Wow.
Taking people with wet hair and cutting it and styling it and turning it out and then sending them down the runway and blah blah blah, next person, so on and so forth. This is how you do it. All the while teaching those hairdressers in the audience the tricks of our trade. And I was 19.
Wow.
How did I have any tricks back then? I don't know, but I did.
Yeah.
And they liked watching it. And so what started happening, I worked for a major brand company. And I cannot mention their names on film.
Yeah, because they didn't pay. Let's go.
They didn't pay, and they don't like me anymore because we're disrupting their business.
You've discovered something now, that will be the destructive agent.
Yes.
Well, listen, there's got to be more to this story. We'll be right back. No, I don't want to wait. I'm not going to wait. You're going to have to answer this question right now, my friend.
Okay.
Something besides wanting to help people has to be the motivating factor here. So if you were doing something in this arena when you were 6-ish, then that tells me that was all predicated on the chemicals that you were putting on people's hairs, yes or yes?
Yes and yes.
So what would that have done to you and your physicality?
Not what it would have done, what it actually did.
It did?
It did.
Wow.
So, okay, so here I am. I'm 19, I'm 20, I'm on stage, I'm traveling the world, I'm being treated like a rock star in the hair industry, and I'm doing my thing, and I start noticing that my skin is starting to itch terribly, and the bleeding is starting, and the cuts are happening just by bending my fingers, and so here I am on stage. I've got cameras looking right at my hands, and I learned to put makeup on to cover up what I was
Makeup
hiding
on your own hands?
on my hands while I'm working with wet hair, trying to hide that the companies that I'm working for were causing this malady on my hand, was eating through my skin. And remember, this is a dream come true for me. I'm like you're a performer, you're an actor, it is part of your being, your essence. That was my being, my essence. I got to the top of my game and the chemicals were taking me out. How could I stand there and say about those products, use these, my 20,000 followers this weekend, when it's eating me raw? When I don't even know the full effect of what's happening as it's absorbing into my system, much less I see the results on my hands. The audience is now seeing the result on my hands because of the camera zooming in and seeing.
So what's the psychology here? What's eating away at you most? Is it the psyche or is it the physical? Or is it both?
Well, it was the physical, and I knew when I left the stage I had to quit. I lost my career. I had to make the choice because I could no longer feel comfortable knowing that if it's doing this to me, what could it be doing to my followers while they're using the same thing that I'm selling them from the stage? And so I said, I've got to leave. I've got to leave until there's a company that will come out with something that's safe to use, that performs at these high standards. And it was thank God for Cheryl saying, we could do this. We can do this. Let's do this. She has a pharmaceutical background.
Wow. What is I asked you to tell who you are and why, and you left that big chunk out. Tell us about, because I want to know, and I want to know who you are. But I want to know, I heard you say this, the repercussions were on those who were following you. But yours, I would not imagine, is indicative of an isolated scenario, but that this probably, using the chemicals, is true for perhaps umpteen million people globally. Yes or yes?
Yes and yes.
Wow.
All of my fellow cosmetologists are at risk because the industry is based in chemistry.
So what do they usually do when their hands are eaten and broken and gnawed or whatever else happens to them? But not just on the physical level, because you also said how it affected you psychologically. It just ate away at you that this was your heart's desire to be doing this. So what's the resolve for all the other millions of people out there who are doing the same kinds of work, and then they reach this point? Do they have to just abandon their careers too, or what do they do?
After they've exhausted medical creams that only stop the itching for a moment, we don't know the side effects of all of those. We have suspicion. Many of them leave the career, and there are no statistics really shown because they leave the career long enough because we're too young that we don't even get stacked into that career's mortality statistics. So I know countless people who have now been out of the industry for 10, 12 years. They'll never be counted. Yet they're still suffering the effects of those things that absorbed through their hands, that we would breathe in while we were doing those chemicals, while the whole salon, you know how a salon smells when you walk in.
Yes.
There's a whole essence to it that we think it smells kind of fun, but we also know that it's toxic. It is toxic, as you well know about toxicity.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not just transdermal; it's inhaled. It's just devastating. And as Cheryl said, we said if we could, because we secretively, you can't tell by looking at us, we secretively are overeaters. And so as we were having an overeating evening, we said, what if we could make hair products out of food and feed the hair like we feed our pie holes?
Wow, now that's a wow moment for sure. Oh,
Wow.
And that, now we're talking back to your professional and academic background, yes?
Okay.
All right, now tell me about that, Miss Shy.
Oh, well, I started out, I was going to school to be a pharmacist.
Okay.
I was working in a pharmacy and loved my pharmacist that I worked with, but he also kind of gave me the background of, because, I kind of saw that, I would probably open my own pharmacy. Well, working in an independent pharmacy, I kind of saw everything that you had to deal with.
The ins and the outs.
Yes. So
What you know, what you've been taught, and what the public does not know is what you're alluding to right now.
Exactly. Yes. So I really thought, I was like, that's not going to be for me. So I ended up changing my major back to business. So I was like, I knew I was going to be in some kind of business. And I just didn't know at the moment what that was going to be. And then I moved to Houston, started working for my brother and sister in their hair salon. Then it was like I was like, okay, this is the path that I'm going, and became a stylist. I was completely intrigued with the whole hair color thing. I was next to him, like, okay, so what formula is that? Why did you use that? Couldn't you use this? And so I started learning all that. Wasn't even becoming a hairstylist yet. So then I decided, especially after other hairstylists kept asking me, what should I do for this hair color formula? And I would tell them because, I knew they needed help. Why wouldn't I tell them? And then I thought, wait a second, I should get my license. I should do this myself and make the money. I was just like running the salon. I was like, okay, no, so I did that. And then, working continuously with the hair products that we had. They were the best that were available at the time. We needed a performance level because we have high-end clients. They want to walk outside and they want their hair to perform and stay in place and look fantastic.
You have movie star clients, don't you?
Yes.
You guys are of the few that are actually allowed to work on movie stars' hair.
And executives, like high-end executives, they want to look flawless for their meetings. So, so we had the best performing hair care product at that time that we were using, but it was chemically based. Anything that was more natural would not perform. Their hair would look awful. So
But you really did try other
we tried other things.
non-chemical,
Yes.
holistic approaches
Yes.
to no avail.
To no avail. They just didn't have the performance level. And we can't give up performance.
Yeah.
So we were overeating one weekend in the kitchen, and it was like I was eating carrot cake. It's my favorite food.
It is a vegetable. We know
I know, it is.
on certain days.
I was like, man, if we could just make hair products that were as fabulous as this carrot cake that, it's like your whole balance. You have vegetables, you have eggs, and you have milk or, buttermilk in it, like, and nuts. Like, okay, so we have some proteins and some fats. Like, it's balanced.
Hold that process. I mean, just stop everything. Did you guys hear this? Yeah. Let's fact check this right now. You just alluded to the fact that there was a resolve to the hair care product industry that was as good as carrot cake. I mean, that it would have that kind of impact that you guys did discover it. You have arrived.
Yes,
this is not hypothesized. This is not something in the future that you are hoping that you can arrive at. You've made it.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Dr. Delagraentiss presents, we are debuting something phenomenal that the world doesn't even know about yet, and you, my audience, are enjoying this firsthand. Do you understand where you are right now positionally? You are at the right place at the right time. This is so incredible. Wow. Okay, now I'm going to throw it back on your handsome brother on the other end, because I want to know the benefits of having food other than the obvious. It's healthy. What are some of the other benefits?
If I may back up.
Okay, back up. I will. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to.
Exactly.
Raul, watch me pop my brakes, Raul. Okay.
To get that perfect balance, we first had to take away everything that was conventionally used first.
I like that already.
And we said, we knew at that point that there was a dastardly chemical that nobody wanted to talk about, everybody wanted to think was safe and wonderful and inert. If you know that word, that just means it just doesn't matter so much. And we say it did.
Yeah.
And so there was, many people may have heard of this concept called silicone free today.
Yes.
Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We are the folks who introduced that concept.
Yes.
Well, I knew we were onto something here. I showed you were at the right place at the right time. Whoa.
Yeah, so we came under a lot of flack because we said not only are we not going to use silicone, we're not going to use mineral oil, we're not going to use petroleum, we're not going to use phthalates, we're not going to use PABA, we're not going to use parabens, we're not going to use any of those SLS things. We don't even have gluten because that's our latest. Like, we change things as we learn more. If we find out, for example, people were having issues with gluten, we said, let's take it out. Yeah. We're small enough, we're nimble enough, we're fabulous enough to get the job done. Yeah. The other manufacturers, they're stuck in the chemical world because they've got huge facilities they can't rewire, they can't reformulate today. They have to take years. You know, you mentioned somebody very important mentioned a company who has been found guilty, yet they don't have to change their formulas for years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. See?
We can do it in minutes.
Wow.
We can get the ball started. So when you see gluten-free on our products, it's because we did the research. We found a way to get the results that gluten has been getting in the hair. We get the results that silicone has been getting in the hair. And you know what else?
What?
No one can copy us. Even those big guys.
Yeah.
They've tried. So you know what they do instead?
Yeah.
They trip us.
So you are constantly under attack Yeah.
So that's why sometimes you don't hear us say certain things that we cannot say, because we're one of the few companies where maybe the only hair care company that you'll have to look at every page and you'll see that we have disclaimers that we are mandated we have to put that this is not going to cure anything.
Yeah.
You cannot, we're not making any claims. We're not telling you your hair is going to grow better, faster, thicker, fuller, more beautiful. We can't say that.
I noticed that, and I'm happy about that. It's one of the criteria for bringing you on the show. And now that we're pulling the layers back off of you guys and seeing every layer, there's something so significant. I mean, you really are raising the bar. And I salute both of you for, by the way, do you have any other part? Oh, wait a minute, there's one partner that we haven't mentioned. Where's the guy with the long name? Dr. Delagraentiss. Oh, good. I'm glad to partner with you. Because this is a message that has to get out there to the masses because it can change the lives of gazillions of people in a very real sense. Because the basis of it is what has been said by many great men, including, what is that guy that's said to be the father of modern medicine? It sounds like a hip and a hippocampus. Anybody remember who I'm talking about? Oh, yeah. Say it out loud. And so, and so he says, let food be your medicine and let medicine be your food. You've got a wonderful foundation there to build on, and you've done an excellent job of that. And I don't say that to boast. I'm saying it because this is cutting edge, and you guys are doing something that fits a need.
Yes.
So you guys are going to have to come back on because you know what I want to do, and I'll say this to our staff. I would like to prepare a plaque or a proclamation or something to acknowledge how much we salute what has been done. Do you hear me, Christina? Are we on that? Thank you. Should we do that? Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I want you to know we have a deep appreciation for you being on, but I think even more so, it's what you are doing and taking back into the community. And unfortunately, not a ton of people know about it who should know about it. Well, they didn't know about it until right now.
Right.
Yeah. Now they know. Am I right?
Right.
Right. No. So we're happy to share with the audience. Well, now, let's talk about some of the. You were going to tell us about the benefits. I started you on the benefits.
Well, you've summed it up already.
Good.
It is let thy food be thy medicine. So we said, what is the food supply?
Yeah.
At the follicle level. How do you get it from here to there?
Yeah.
And then while that's happening, how do you take it from here and add to it and empower that?
Yeah.
And that's when I went to Cheryl. I said, I know there's certain foods, but can you extract the
Yes.
best parts and throw the heaviness away?
Yes.
Can you take the shine of that molecule and throw the dull part and the heavy part away? Can we find some proteins that are springy so that it gives hair back its flexibility and bounce and liveliness that people want? Can you find the ingredients that would transdermally feed the scalp, even though we won't be able to tell people we can do that, but they'll see the results and they'll ask for more and they'll say, oh, my hair is growing, but we never make a claim.
Yeah.
Read our website. You'll never hear us saying it's going to.
Yeah.
But we
Smart.
will definitely tell you from customers that have reviewed us for years saying, my hair is growing faster. See, I can't even say it out loud.
They can talk about the benefits.
Yeah,
they can
they
certainly
talk about the results.
They can talk
Yeah.
about the hair growing.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit of food. So we're always looking for the next best ingredient. So we had people calling in and saying, my hair is doing so great. Why? And then that's when we started inventing new products because they'd say, wow, if I'm only using this for like 2 minutes and shampooing and rinsing it out, what if
What
I
would
left it
happen
on
if-
longer?
Yes.
Yes.
So then we came out with other products that you can use 24/7, get maximum value in the hair. Conditioners, we have a whole story about how our conditioning line got developed thanks to the people on the red carpet. That's a fascinating story. We'll have to do it on another show maybe.
We will. Now, that tells me that in terms of creation and new products, that you're doing the heavy lifting on that. Is that correct? Yeah, I know Miss Shy.
I guess.
Yeah, I knew Miss Shy going to, well, maybe. Okay. So that that background in pharmacy really is playing an integral part, bringing the science to the table. And you guys are clearly doing it. Now, you are already in the 4th largest city in America. but do you have any clients coming from outside of this geography? In essence, what is your footprint?
Well, okay, we'll give you the story about the red carpet.
There you go.
We're not going to wait for the next show.
No.
Okay, so it happened.
Inquiry minds want to know.
Okay, so Madison Avenue, New York City. I'm working in a salon. I've got clients. A friend of mine, I turn on to the product. She says, I'll give it a try. She loves it. She loves it so much, she takes it to her own colorist in the snottiest part of town who works for one of the two top companies and is known worldwide for their reputation. Okay. She takes it in there and she calls it, to this day, she calls it the BYOB. You know, like people bring your own booze,
Yes.
bring your own bottle, bring your own bag. So she walks in with, this is my bring my own Belegenza, she says. And the colorist looked at her and with a few nasty words says, sit down, I'm doing your color my way. I've been doing your color for 12 years, I'll do it my way. She goes, you know what, I've been coming to you for 12 years and if you don't do it my way, I'll go to someone else.
Wow.
So it was a New York moment, right? So she goes, fine. And her assistant is now rinsing the hair color from her hair because my friend said, you're going to be astonished with what happens with your hair color. I mean, with what happens with my hair color when you use this product on my hair. And certainly enough, well, the shampoo assistant screams from the back of the salon, hey, get over here and look what happened. And well, she's ready. She's sure it's wrong. And she looks down and she goes, oh my, what is this? And she picks it up and she goes, oh, who are these people? 15 minutes later, they had us on the phone saying, get us stocked, get us going.
Is that the product that they would have used?
This is one of the, yes. No, it's actually romance. This is the dramatic.
Okay.
But that's part of the story. So
Listen to the names of these products. Wow. Romance. That's romance. And what's the other name?
dramatic.
Dramatic.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Perform gel.
Hello.
So what happened is
Wow.
she was so stunned with it that the owners of the salon said, okay, we want this. Would you guys please assist us in the red carpet preparations for the Oscars in 2008? So we flew all to Los Angeles, and there we were presenting romance to all of the red carpet folks that they were working for the 2008 Academy Awards. And we can't drop names right now because we don't have permission.
And so it's too late. They've already said Academy Award. Wow. I'm not by myself. Wow. Amazing.
So romance got us to the red carpet.
Yes.
While we're there, we started to see what was the mischief that was going on backstage with breaking hair and problems going on. And they were putting people in conditioners that was taking 3 and 5 hours, and still their hair was looking like carpet. It was not good. So Cheryl and I looked at each other and said, if we can't work with them because they're under a different contract. So what could we do to make that process with our process happen in 30 seconds or 2 minutes or even 5 minutes? How could we make a conditioner that powerful? And that's when we developed Virginity Hair Repair.
What?
Virginity.
Oh.
No.
Mom, I'm getting the blush up here. What about you? Great.
So even though it has a fun connotation in the industry, when we talk about virgin hair, that means hair that's never been touched by chemicals. So it is restoring the hair back to its natural, healthy, fantastic state. Well, after that, people started calling us saying, I'm secretively using that romance conditioner as a leave-in conditioner afterwards. So we went one step further and we said, let's make it more, emulsifying and more easily dispersed because it's so rich, it has no water in it. It starts with aloe vera, so it's very, very
because I was about to ask you, if there's no water, what does, but aloe vera,
juices.
which is even better.
Yes, so healing the hair of heat damage and all of these things. Excuse me. So the next thing we did is we created Encore because it's a repeat performance.
I'm loving this. Come here, girl. You are awesome. You are doing what you were called to do all along, still following through with the pharmacy, but working it where it's needed most, and you're taking even pharmacy to a whole nother level. Can you say that with me? A whole nother level. Give lovely Cheryl some love. Yes. Wow. Now, who would have thought that a show as good as this one is could take this company to a whole nother level now keep in mind, you do know that the time is already up for them. It's time for the next guest to come on. But the executive producer made an intelligent decision and said he wants to get more out of this because, and the other people, we can bring them on another time. Honestly, we can do that. Okay, I will find a wonderful way to ingratiate them with even more time than they were already committed to, because I'm seeing something here that has to go out, and it needs to go out in real time. What do you think, Laura?
I think so, because I want to learn more. I have hair breakage. Now, do you have something that will help like grow those hairs that are, I think are falling out, but I'm hearing that may not be the issues that I thought it was. Like silicone might be causing some of the damage, and
It could be a host of different things. Doesn't matter to us. We're going to help you stop that, and we're going to help you reactivate and reawaken the phases of hair follicles. They go through phases of growth, and anagen, telogen, catagen, and so what happens is follicles grow hair for a certain amount of time, and then they decide, oh, it's time to sleep, and that hair falls away, and the follicle sleeps and regenerates. Sometimes it sleeps forever. And especially if you've got chemicals, especially silicone around those, some sleep longer and faster than others. So you could be the recipient of those side effects. So we're not making any claims. We cannot prove that, and we're not making any claims. We're just telling you what we see a lot, right? The moment we get that off, the follicles are already going, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
Who took the cover off?
There you go. Thank you.
Stop smothering me here. I want to live.
I like that.
That follicle wants to grow.
Yes.
So we, like I said, those clients called and said, hey, if it's only on my scalp for 2 minutes every 3 or 4 days and it's waking up my follicles, can we wake it up even faster? So that's when we came out with the concentrated version of that which you are getting the results from.
There you go, Laura.
My accountant is watching.
You got some Delagraentiss blood in you. You know how to snatch that up right away. Yes. Okay, now, question. Would you do the honor of telling us more about the different and sundry products?
More of I'm sorry. repeat.
The litany of products here.
Oh, yes. All right. So
Okay.
we have shampoos, conditioners, and
Pass me the shampoo. I don't know which one is the...
and styling aids, yes. So this was our very original formula of our shampoo. And it seemed that all our clients came back complaining that their hair was growing too fast. I was like, wow.
Wait. It was growing that fast that they felt a need to complain about it?
Yes.
Because they needed to come see you guys more often?
Yes.
And okay, I've got you there.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, so
I feel like doing like you putting it here, but I think
Right.
I'll let that. Okay.
So with that complaint, he and I looked at one another. Like we should really maybe think about coming out with another shampoo that is really about growing hair. So we came out with the next shampoo called Grow Out
That looks like the
Shampoo
same
and
one.
Strengthener. Looks the same. One has a G on the front of it. That's Grow Out. The very first one was called Illustrious.
Aha! Illustrious.
Like the illustrious.
Yeah. Sure, you're right. Wow. Okay, go on.
Right.
This is good.
So then, okay, we have a lot of clients that have very fine hair.
Oh, but back up. What did you realize when we said what ingredients will we use to speed the growth?
Well,
Who should we consult?
who should we consult?
There you go. Get him.
All right. We went to all the different cultures who said, this is the magic ingredient, and that's the magic ingredient. And everybody has their magic ingredient, right? You go to Italy, and what are they going to tell you? Oh, olive oil is everything.
Yeah.
You go to the Caribbean, they're going to say, oh, coconut is everything.
Yeah,
You
and
go
it
to
is.
certain parts of the Asian worlds, they're going to say, oh, it's these herbs, it's these. So that's you. You're the one who realized. I see you forget your own story.
I
love
know,
it.
right?
So
Well,
we said, what if we put it all together?
Yeah, so we
in a
did.
perfect formula.
We took, all the home remedies from the cultures. We put them together with a little extra.
Little
stuff.
extra there. I love that. Okay, so the next product.
We have conditioners. So, we needed a volumizing conditioner because, fine-haired clients, like their main complaint is everything weighs down their hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. And then a lot of fine-haired clients don't want to use conditioner on their hair because it's going to make it too soft and it's just going to lay there and it's going to be limp or
Yeah,
it's
and
going to
flat
fly away.
and- yeah.
Yeah. So we came out with a conditioner that is seaweed based. So it adds massive springiness and bounce to the hair, along with moisturizing it. And, adding just the right amount of protein to it that it is healing the hair versus weighing it down.
So each one of these products have a very separate and distinct recipe.
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Yes.
Is it good? Is it good? What else do we have?
And while you're there, if I may, we attend to human hair. And I say this specifically because every culture, as we learned, every culture has their belief systems about I can't use that. I have to use this because I'm that culture. And especially now in today's world of everything's got to have a category, the one thing that got missing was there's a unifying factor to human hair.
Come on.
And so we said, what are the unifying commonalities? Doctor, let me ask you this. Everybody probably watching this show, and I say watching this show, probably has eyeballs, right?
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter what color or race or creed they are, the eyeball is basically the same physiology.
There you go.
Thank you. If it is a hair on a human person, I don't know any humans growing dog hair.
Nope. Nope. Different species.
There's a common cortex, there's a common cuticle, there's a common medulla to each hair, there's a common follicle with a blood supply. We said, let's take care of those structures for every human being. And then, like Cheryl just pointed out, what about those human beings that have the fine version?
Yeah.
Yes.
She made the conditioner for that. What about those with coarse hair? We made the conditioner, we made the products for that. So first is the hair structure. Second is what texture is it? What special needs does that have? Much like the doctor would say, oh, you have dry eyes, we need to do something about that.
Yes.
Okay, but it's still an eyeball.
Yeah.
These are
So
all
you
still
have
hairs.
something for everyone.
Everyone, every culture. If you're a human and you've got hair, great. If you don't have hair, maybe we can get you some back. You got a scalp we got to take care of.
There we go. There we go.
Exactly.
Very true.
Skin.
You got a body
Yeah.
that...
Yeah.
What about our little ones?
Especially our little ones.
Because I'm a mama, so I know other mothers out there are worried about all those chemicals going on their little one's hair and what that's going to do, repercussions in the future. And I see you have some lice shampoo over there that to help with get rid of the lice instead of putting the...
Oh, you said
flea shampoo.
lice.
Yes.
You got to articulate that one.
Oh.
Like you said light shampoo. I'm saying light shampoo. No, because that's significant for the parents and for the school districts.
Yes.
That's a major problem for them.
In summer camps.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And all of the scoutings and, the list is long.
Oh, and the financial repercussions. Women and mothers and fathers who have to deal with eradicating lice for their children is so expensive. And it's based in poisons that are used for flea shampoos. So it's the same compilation, different package. This actually fell out of one of our customers who uses our product on herself and on her daughter. Her daughter brought home lice twice. Because they had a split household, which we all know about split households these days. She is a nurse who is in charge of what's called perfusion. That means she's keeping the body alive while the heart's being operated on. So life and death situation, she is a very, very savvy woman. She said, I don't know what to do. She called me, I don't know what to do. I said, we're going to shave your head because I don't know what to do exactly either to get rid of it quickly, and we're not using poisons. We got to do this. She was so upset. She said, you've got to figure this out with me. Let's do some research together. And so Nurse Grace, created her own Knitflix with our chemistry.
Knitflix.
Yes, with our formulas and with Cheryl's background and with a few other little magic ingredients derived from food ingredients as well.
There you go.
for my baby.
Yes, yes. It is basically our formula, so the hair looks phenomenal all the time. We cannot say it's going to kill the lice. We cannot say that it's going to prevent it. And we have tons of customers who tell us it works, so that we don't need to have the stamp of approval. We just need the proof in the results in the world.
Yes.
And it's phenomenal. It's got 3 main active things. First, the foods. Lice don't like the buffet we serve out of this one. They just don't like it, number one.
Good.
Second, you know, if you know about exoskeletons of insects,
Yes, yes.
They have to be waterproof. Well, guess what? We messed that up.
Yes.
So that messes it up. So they drown. But we can't tell you it kills them, but they drown.
Yeah.
Okay. And the third thing that happens is it's so shiny and it's so slick that even if they do, they can't hold on anymore, so they slide off very easily. So, you know, anybody who's ever had that knit problem, you have to go through the head and pull them out. It's hours and hours and hours. It's a huge industry. They don't like us either because they want to charge you by the hour, hundreds and thousands of dollars to go through and pick those little guys out. Well, guess what? You put this on, they're just going to slide out. Bye-bye. And so camps, you know, the camps lose their reputation.
Yeah, there's
if they
a
have
school
lice
near
outbreaks.
us that's going through a major lice problem right now.
So we're so proud that we partner with people. We partner with people
Really?
because we have ideas. We have so many other products that we want to bring out. We just need the right people to say, I'm going to do that. And when she came aboard, we were like, how'd that happen?
Perfect.
Thank goodness you got lice. Thank goodness. You know, if you look at our stories, it is every tragedy that we've had, we've turned it into something else. You know, the bloody hands on stage, losing my career, my dream, turned into this.
Yes.
And I get to meet you, I get to be with you, I get to affect so many different people. I get to work with my sister, a dream come true, a genius like this who can take
And
all of
you
those
are.
things. We didn't know we were learning those things for this. You did, you know, you've heard it said many times, you've probably said it before, you don't know what that was for. Wait and see, it'll be revealed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for creating this so I can have wonderful hair and not put chemicals on my child and make sure he prevents lice and I don't want to put flea shampoo on it. Hopefully he never gets it, but.
Well, he won't now.
Yes, yes. So thank you for
You're welcome.
creating and
Our
being here
pleasure.
today.
It's our pleasure.